What's going on, guys? I'm Jaye Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. This is going to be some extended commentary on a video that I recently did about broadcast legend Larry King changing his will right before he passed, basically writing his estranged wife out of the will, because when he first got ill last year, he felt that she showed no love towards him, that he felt warrant him leaving her anything, because maybe in his mind he felt like, he only had but so much time left, and he wanted to make sure that his kids were good and make sure that she didn't benefit off of his passing. And in the video, I explained how her and her lawyers are trying to fight this. I don't know how successful she is, because he did change this last year, and I guess everything was presented this year, right? So pretty much she is gonna have to fight this, and this may take time. We don't know, but it leads into a discussion about marriage, right? And about how really a lot of guys with money and resources don't necessarily need marriage. Marriage do not benefit men unless men want to build a foundation. Like, you got a lot of guys who may have more of a conservative leaning mentality to where they want a wife, they want children, right? They want a sort of middle class family, something that they may have grown up with, right? Or it may be a situation they never really grew up. And with that, they never had the two-parent household with the family. But when they got older, they wanted that. So you do have that mentality out there, right? And I would definitely say this in regards to Larry King and his ex. Now, she had done things, right? Some crazy things. And he did his share of dirt too, even though I think what she did was probably way more egregious. But a lot of times when you're a man of money and resources, you have to protect it at all costs. And you have to make sure that you're not being used for what you have, to the point to where you get ill and then you find out that your wife ain't really for you like that. She's for your money. But you probably already had an idea of that. That's why you maybe shouldn't have married her. But a lot of times when you are in the entertainment industry, you get more opportunities when you do have a wife, when you do have a family. Like if you work in corporate America, it's said that if you work in corporate America, they appreciate you more as far as being able to promote you and being able to rely on you if you have a wife at home. If you are a single guy and you don't really have a family to go home to, they don't see you they see you as less reliable, right? That's just how it is. You as they want men in their atmosphere working for them who they feel like have something to lose if they don't have that job. A single guy can work there, save up, maybe go to another job. He won't feel, maybe they feel like he won't work as hard, which I think is ridiculous. I think a job is a job. Anybody who needs a job is going to work hard. The best are going to work hard no matter if they have a wife or not. But that's from what I've been told is the mentality in corporate America. You have to have a wife. It makes for a better appearance, right? Now, I have said this, that I'm not the biggest fan of marriage. I'm just not. I'm not the biggest fan of marriage. If people choose to get married, that's on them. That's a choice that they made. But I'm not going to be a banner holder for it, because I feel like if you are a guy, you're a single guy, you don't have any children, what do you benefit from getting married when you're building your own, when you like to have multiple women? Because trust me, guys like to have multiple women. You know why? Because women like to be with guys that like multiple women. Let's just be real. A guy who has access to women, he has money and resources, there's just no incentive. There was incentive to settle down 50, 60 years ago. But because the way society has progressed, the mentality of women have gone crazy. They feel like they don't need men anymore. Well, then men don't need marriage anymore. If you're independent and you can do things on your own, then do those things, right? Do those things. But men are going to be fine. Men are going to be good. Men are not going to seek to be in a relationship with somebody whose mentality is, I'm either going to be a complete feminist or I'm going to be a complete gold digger. And the thing with Larry King is he got into a situation with somebody that was with him for his money. And I believe was one of many wives he's had over the years. Because again, appearances of everything, right? But again, when you're going, and this is to a lot of older guys, right? They like to date younger women, which is fine. But when you marry her, you have to understand that she's going to see you as a forever lick. You're going to be that guy who they're going to benefit from, whether you're married or if you're divorced. They'll be able to benefit from you when you're together, but when you separate, she's still going to be in your pockets. And that could be for any woman. But again, when you are an older man and you have money and resources, you do need to be careful of the type of woman you get with. You might as well marry a woman who has just as much as you or close to it. Somebody who has something to lose, right? They have prestige. They have finances that they don't want to lose. They will be the ones coming to you with a prenup, right? But if a woman is coming to you with that relationship with just her looks, eventually that's going to fade. That's going to, no matter how many surgeries, no matter how much Botox she does, it's going to fade, right? And when you look at Larry King's situation, here's a guy who is a legend, who's made a lot of money, but he likes to have trophy wives. And there's a cost to that. But I think at the last minute, he realized what he had done and he tried to right that wrong. And one of the reasons why I'm making this video is because I want people to understand that you can't wait till the last minute to really figure out, oh, she really don't care about me like that. You have to be able to read people and understand why they are with you. You know, don't just date a woman because of her looks. Date a woman because she, or marry a woman. If you're going to marry a woman, marry her because she actually brings an element to that relationship and to your life that you just don't have right now. A lot of times there are things that we just don't have, no matter how much money and success we have. They're bringing something that just ain't there, right? Now, let's say if you're a divorced dad with children, you want to bring in a woman who is motherly, who's going to be there to help you with those kids, right? Somebody who's going to bring an element of femininity to your life, because you are, let's say you're working in corporate America, you own your own business, you're the boss. You know, sometimes you need somebody that can have your back, that you can talk to, that you can tell your secrets to. You know, somebody that's going to understand you. An element in your life that you just can't get nowhere else, right? Somebody that can understand your path, where you're going, right? Not somebody that's with you who needs you to teach them. Even though there are guys that say, hey, I want to go and I want to teach my woman. Okay, fine. Teach your woman. But what happens when that woman realizes that maybe she doesn't need you like that? All that teaching for what? But if that's the choice you make that choice. But understand this. There's a lot of women who are pushing this narrative of going after the bag, right? And what a lot of us need to do, especially a lot of you guys that are older with money and resources, you want to enjoy yourself. If you feel like she's not really bringing anything to the relationship except her looks, do you really want to marry that person? Do you really want to settle down with somebody that's only bringing their looks to the relationship? Would you really want to risk everything you've built for somebody that's only bringing their looks, or maybe what they do in the bedroom? If that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do, right? But again, that's why I'm not the biggest proponent of that. right? And if you're gonna get married, ask about a prenup. And I know some of you are gonna say, well, prenups don't matter. If it didn't matter, then women would sign them. Obviously, they're not signing them for a reason. Why do you think Dr. Jaye is going through what he's going through? Because his wife signed a prenup. She thought he destroyed it, and he didn't. And she's been fighting that ever since. Because she realized she got outmaneuvered. She wasn't as smart as she thought she was. He had outmaneuvered her. He had finessed her, just like what Larry King did with his estranged wife. He finessed her, completely finessed her. And she didn't really see that, because see, again, she thought she knew him. She thought she could read him. She thought that she had him so much under her thumb that even when he's ill and she is not there for him, she still thought that he would not make any changes to the will. Maybe she thought that he would pull through. Maybe she thought that nothing serious would happen. Well, she was wrong. And again, they had got divorced in 2010, but reconciled. Well, they filed for divorce, but they reconciled in 2010. And then 9 years later, Larry filed for divorce again. Because he realized, listen, this person isn't for me. But a lot of times that's a risk you take with marriage. Now, there's going to be people who are going to be in defense of marriage, which is fine. I'm not a proponent of it, because a lot of times, unless you're marrying for a specific reason, right? And I told y'all, so a lot of times it's about socially. Maybe socially you feel like it's right to get married, but a lot of times men like options. Men like to be free. They don't like to be anchored down. And you got a lot of women that don't want to be anchored down too. They're just not going to say anything, right? Just not going to say anything. But we all know the truth.